Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam namaskritya naram chaiva narottamam devim sarasvatim vyasam tato jayamudirayet nasta prayeshu abhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavati uttamastuke bhaktir bhavati naistiki namo vishnu padaya krishna prishtaya bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Sarasvate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Garadhara Shiva Sadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Canto 3, Chapter 25, Text 3 and 4, right? 5 and 6? No, that's the wrong schedule. Yes. Should check it again. There you go. Speculation. No bueno. Okay. So both verses have purports. How do I do it? We chant the... I'll chant the first one and then we will repeat the next one. Deal? You like that, Drashab? You agree? Yad yad vidate Bhagavan Svachan datmana mayayam tani meshadadanasya kirtayantyanu kirtayam. And then we have Sutta Uvacho Dvaipayana Sakshast Evam. First. Maitreyo Bhagavam Statam Prahedam Viduram Prita Anvikshikyam Prachoditaha Dvaipayana Saktashtvevam Maitreyo Bhagavam Stata Prahedam Viduram Prita Anikshikyam Prachoditaha Vaipayana Sakshastvevam Maitreyo Bhagavam Stata Prahedam Viduram Prita Anvikshikyam Prachoditaha. Please chant, gentlemen. Vaipayana Sakshastvevam Maitreyo Bhagavam Stata Sutta Uvacho Maitreyo Bhagavam Stata Sutta Uvacho Ladies, Vaipayana Sakshastvevam Maitreyo Bhagavam Stata Okay, so Sutta Uvacha. Sutta Goswami said, Dvaipayana Sakha, friend of Vyasadeva, two, then, evam, thus, Maitreyaha, Maitreya, Bhagavan, worshipful, Tatha, in that way, Praha, spoke, Idam, this, Viduram, to Vidura, Pritaha, being pleased, Anvikshiyam, about transcendental knowledge, Prachoditaha, being asked. Okay. I'll do the other verse now. Yat yat, whatever. Vidate, he performs. Bhagavan, the personality of Godhead. Svachanda Atma, full of self-desire. Atma Mayaya, by his internal potency. Tani, all of them. Me, to me. Shaddadanasya, faithful. Kirtanyani, worthy of praise. Anukirtaya, please describe. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Therefore, please precisely describe all the activities and pastimes of the personality of Godhead, who is full of self-desire and who assumes all these activities by his internal potency. Purport. The word Anukirtaya is very significant. Anukirtaya means to follow the description, not to create a concocted mental description, but to follow. Shaunak Rishi requested Sutta Goswami to describe what he had actually heard from his spiritual master, Shukadev Goswami, about the transcendental pastimes of the Lord manifested by his internal energy. Bhagavan, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, has no material body, but he can assume any kind of body by his supreme will. That is made possible by his internal energy. Now the next one. Translation. Sri Sutta Goswami said, the most powerful sage Maitreya was a friend of Vyasadeva. Being encouraged and pleased by Vidura's inquiry about transcendental knowledge, Maitreya spoke as follows. Purport. Questions and answers are very satisfactorily dealt with when the inquirer is bona fide and the speaker is also authorized. Here Maitreya is considered a powerful sage, and therefore he is also described as Bhagavan. This word can be used not only for the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but for anyone who is almost as powerful as the Supreme Lord. Maitreya is addressed as Bhagavan because he was spiritually far advanced. He was a personal friend of Dvaipayana Vyasadeva, a literary incarnation of the Lord. Maitreya was very pleased with the inquiries of Vidura because they were inquiries of a bona fide advanced devotee. Thus, Maitreya was encouraged to answer. When there are discourses on transcendental topics between devotees of equal mentality, the questions and answers are very fruitful and encouraging. Translation once again. Therefore, please precisely describe all the activities and pastimes of the personality of Godhead, who is full of self-desire and who assumes all these activities by his internal potency. And Sri Sutta Goswami said, the most powerful sage Maitreya was a friend of Vyasadeva. Being encouraged and pleased by Vidura's inquiry about transcendental knowledge, Maitreya spoke as follows. So, in the verse 3, we have a very important principle explained by Srila Prabhupada in the purport. He's giving it just in a single sentence. If we just understand this single sentence and apply it in our lives, in our devotional lives, then full success, guaranteed. It's that important. Does anybody know what I'm referring to? Devotional service, but specifically here in the purport, a principle was explained in third verse. Anybody was paying attention? You see, transcendental knowledge is not free. You have to pay attention. Anukirtaya? Yeah, Sitaram, he is very good with Sanskrit. English doesn't stick to his mind, only Sanskrit. Yes, Anukirtaya means to follow the description. That's what Prabhupada says. Anukirtaya means to follow the description, not to create a concocted mental description, but to follow, again, but to follow, twice. So this is our greatest challenge in our devotional lives, because why is it so important to follow? Because we are speculating, we're creating concoctions. Prabhupada is referring here, many times he gives a full description. Mental concoction, speculation. And why it's not good to speculate? Rishabhadev, do you know? Okay, our mind is... Which scripture says that known, very known in ISKCON at least, like the book that says that the mind is imperfect? Ryan, do you know? Abhi? What does chapter 6 say? Which verse? Haribo. Okay. It's a good one. But it wasn't the answer I was looking for. Because in the Isha Upanishad, in the invocation mantra, I think, if I'm not mistaken, or in the, no, it was in the introduction, Prabhupada is explaining the 4 defects of the conditioned living entity. You know which ones are there? Those, right? Cheating propensity. Imperfect senses. So we have imperfect senses. That's the beginning. Our senses cannot understand reality in full. So therefore, we have imperfect senses. Therefore, the information we're receiving is incomplete. And if we rationalize that information, again, we will come to a faulty conclusion. And because of that, what happens? Don't remember. Because of that, we fall into illusion. Because of speculation, we fall into illusion, and we cheat ourselves and we cheat others. These are the 4 defects. Because of relying on our own power to understand and to perceive the world. And it is very interesting that I was looking on Vetabase, typed in the word speculation, and in the past, when Prabhupada was giving initiations, the devotees were giving their, were taking their vows in front of him. You've already been to a spiritual initiation. You know, they say, I won't take meat, intoxication, illicit sex. And then and no gambling or speculation. Nowadays, they don't say that anymore. They just say no gambling. But in Prabhupada's time, they were saying no gambling and speculation. Do you know why? Abhi, do you know why? Because speculation is gambling. That's why. So whenever we're speculating, we're breaking the principles. So be careful. You see, Krishna consciousness is such a beautiful science because it doesn't leave a room for speculation. There's no room for doubt. Everything is crystal clear. Therefore, Krishna consciousness, the root. Because we said it's coming from our imperfect senses, and particularly this is exactly the independent mentality, the proud mentality that is keeping us away from reality. Agenda is that one. Manufacturing ideas, manufacturing spiritual, the sacred texts, so many. Let us. So much speculation on the end of life, so many years of Western thought, philosophers, so much speculation. What is the result? The result is this modern civilization, where people are becoming more and more in anxiety, mental problems, diseases, and all the rest of the problems that we are not experiencing here in the temple, because we are in Kunda. So this is the fruit of speculation, Kali Yuga. The more Kali Yuga advances, the more the speculation is on a parallel line. Speculation is also advancing. So we have to be careful. Because speculation is deadly. By speculating, we can end our life. By thinking, oh, I'm doing the right thing. The baby, when he's little, he's speculating in his mind, oh, this is the fire, let me try to play with it. It will work out. But then he touches the fire. In the same way, we grow up, we become grown-up babies maybe. Sometimes we experience again the pangs of material nature when we play with Maya. Try this. Let me try this relationship. Let me try this drug. Gateway drugs, they call them. And then down the rabbit hole. And your life is ruined. So Prabhupada explains in the Nectar of Devotion introduction. I'll read it for you. Rupa Goswami gave us Upadeshamrita so that we may become pure Vaishnavas. In all spiritual affairs, one's first duty is to control his mind and senses. Unless one controls his mind and senses, one cannot make any advancement in spiritual life. Everyone within this material world is engrossed in the modes of passion and ignorance. One must promote himself to the platform of goodness, sattva gun, by following the instructions of Rupa Goswami, and then everything concerning how to make further progress will be revealed. Did you understand, Ryan? We just have to situate ourselves in Sattva Gun, and then everything will be revealed. Just like that, like magic. Because Sattva Gun means knowledge, means understanding, reality, means seeing where are we, what are our faults. In Rajagun, in Tamogun, Tamogun completely covered, Rajagun a bit less covered the consciousness, and there is bewilderment, there is darkness. But the important thing that Srila Prabhupada is explaining here comes now. Advancement in Krishna consciousness depends on the attitude of the follower. Advancement in Krishna consciousness depends on the attitude of the follower. A follower of the Krishna consciousness movement should become a perfect Goswami. Vaishnavas are generally known as Goswamis. In Vrindavana, this is the title by which the director of which temple is known. One who wants to become a perfect. Okay, this is basically what Prabhupada was saying. So, everybody in this world is asking questions, bats, tigers. What kind of questions are they asking? Where is my food? Where is my story? I found the other questions. Have you seen? And that is basically what is connecting, what is the similarities with animals. We are also, modern science says, human beings, they are intelligent animals because in many ways we're behaving like animals, also to reproduce and to defend our family and Prabhupada was calling it also fearing, defending. Eating, very important. If you don't eat, how are you supposed to concentrate on spiritual sadhana even? One has to not overeat, but also not undereat. It has to be balanced. But then what is the difference between animals and humans? Do you know, Mataji? Abhi, do you know? The difference is that the human beings, they can ask questions. Why? Because they have developed intelligence. Like a dog cannot ask, who am I? What am I doing here? Who is God? Now, the dog just looks for food, and then when his belly is full, he just goes to sleep. That's it. That's the nature's way. Instinct. But human beings, they're equipped with sophisticated technology, very subtle technology, which is called mind and intellect. Of course, animals also have mind and intellect, but human mind and intellect are the last word of the evolution. Not bodily evolution, but evolution of consciousness. Therefore, Vedanta Sutra says, what does the Vedanta Sutra say? Rishabhadev. You don't remember? Ryan? Atato Brahma Jigyasa. What does it mean? Now is the time to inquire. Now. Inquire about what? What exactly? Brahma? Polished animalism. It's just existing on the animal platform, just trying to fulfill to fill the belly. Very different from animal. It's just one type of question is that he says to Krishna, I don't understand what you're saying. You're telling me you have to renounce the world, but then you're also telling me to work. What are you saying exactly? Second type of question is, how is this logical? Inaction. What does it mean? And another type of question is, okay, I understand what you're saying. It makes sense. It's logical. But how to apply it? How exactly to put it inside of my modern New Yorker life in the city? How exactly does it work? And these are type of questions that we all have in our lives. That's why the Bhagavad Gita is universal wisdom. All these questions that will come about in our mind, even those that we haven't even yet imagined, they've been already questioned and answered in the Bhagavad Gita. That's why it's so powerful. What is success? What is purpose? Arjuna, he already asked Krishna, what am I going to do when all my family members, all my teachers, when I come stained with blood? There's no living. How am I going to enjoy the world? Another very important topic, which is very popular in the modern world even. Arjuna reveals to Krishna that, okay, even so I'm even though it's clear, I still can't do the right thing. My mind, my senses, they are impelling me to make mistakes and to sin. So how to resist temptation? Or nowadays, coaching, life coaches are there, people are trying to improve in character, how to become the best version of yourself, how to develop qualities. Go to the they won't come just by some mental speculation and world jugglery. There has to be real application in our life. So you see, the Bhagavad Gita is not just a religious book. It's a very practical daily philosophy. And that's what we have to do. We have to just apply all these principles in the 4-hour span that we have in our. Nothing can be poured. Therefore, the mature spiritualist, he's like a mature mango tree. Or there are some trees which, when the fruits mature and they bend, they go down to give fruits. So in the same way, the mature transcendentalist, when he matures, he bends down to receive knowledge. He's humble. Bhagavad Gita also gives it on to come from the spiritual world, how to relate to each other, like Arjuna was asking, with humility, how to interact. And this is what I wanted to share with you, dear devotees. Now, if we have some questions, some comments, some corrections. Everything is clear. Sitaram.
Yes.
repeating the message again and again, which came from Shukadev, who is known as the person. To these followers. We can even be so much qualified, so many openness, is transparency. Continuously in our lives. We want. And that's why we're here. That's because
the person who are receiving knowledge, how, especially in the position of receiving, you can
Gandhi? That was Gandhi, yeah? I didn't know it was Gandhi. There you go. Gandhi became big because he stopped eating sweets early on. And then they came back 1 week later, and the sage told the kid, stop eating sweets. And Gandhi stopped eating sweets from that moment on. And the mother was like, why didn't you tell it 1 week before? What was the matter? What was the problem? And he said, the sage said, oh, look, 1 week ago, I myself was eating. So he will find the flower and he'll get the nectar. On the other hand, the fly will go in a flower field and will look for the stool. So in this way, we can get good advice from everybody. We can never know.
Prostitute while doing the nasty activities, but she was always remembering, oh, Brahmana, you said Bhagavad Gita. Yeah, Srila Prabhupada's Bhagavad Gita made so much, brought about much revolution. Bhagavad Gita not making it knowledge, it was their mental situation. So in that,